Camera, a dark abyss. Faint beams of light cut through the Pacific's blackness. Narrator, calm, heavy. In the cold, silent depths of Ironbottom Sound, where more than 50 ships sleep, lies a forgotten giant.
Camera, a dark abyss. Faint beams of light cut through the Pacific's blackness. In the cold, silent depths of Ironbottom Sound, where more than 50 ships sleep, lies a forgotten giant.
Archival footage, 1930s U.S. Navy yards. Sailors welding, riveting, christening ceremonies. Born in the tense years before World War II, the USS Vincennes was the youngest of the 3 New Orleans-class heavy cruisers in her division. Powered by steam turbines, armed with 9 8-inch guns, she was fast, modern, and proud. But on August 9, 1942, in a battle fought in the dead of night, her fate, and the fate of hundreds of sailors, was sealed. This is a forensic journey. Across continents, across decades, across the ocean floor, to uncover how the Vincennes lived, how she died, and how she was finally found.
Camera, pan across Newport News Shipbuilding, 1934. The Great Depression had crippled America, but deep within its shipyards, a new generation of cruisers was being forged. Sleek, long-range, heavily armed, designed to meet Japan's expanding navy. On May 21, 1936, the USS Vincennes, CA-44, was commissioned. Named after the city of Vincennes, Indiana, she was intended to project U.S. influence across distant oceans. Technical breakdown. Cut to 3D render of Vincennes internals. The Vincennes measured 588 feet, displaced 9,400 tons, and carried the formidable Mark 14 8-inch guns. Her anti-aircraft suite included 5-inch dual-purpose mounts, .50 caliber machine guns, and scout aircraft launched from catapults. But she had a flaw, unseen, untested, and fatal. Her fire control radar was primitive, still experimental. Night fighting doctrine? Almost non-existent. Japan, however, had mastered it. Scene. Aboard Vincennes, 1938. Captain Ralph Hoover, fictional quote from diary. "We train for daylight engagements. Night? Night belongs to chance or to those who study it." Tension build. The Vincennes would spend her early years on neutral patrols, unaware that her greatest challenge would come not from daylight battles, but from a black, moonless night off Savo Island.
Archival footage, Pearl Harbor aftermath, smoke columns, damaged battleships. When the Japanese struck Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1942, the Vincennes was far from the carnage, but the world she sailed into afterward was changed forever. Deployment. Cut to map. Pacific Routes 1942. She escorted carrier task forces, screened convoys to Samoa, fought alongside the USS Yorktown during the early carrier battles. Cinematic reenactment. Scene: Vincennes during the Battle of the Coral Sea. Though she didn't fire on enemy ships, her AA batteries roared against waves of Japanese aircraft. Gunners remembered the sky turning black with shrapnel and smoke. Sailor quote, fictional. "The ship shook under the weight of our guns. Every enemy plane felt like death diving right at us." Transition to Guadalcanal. Cut to Marines landing on August 7, 1942. By mid-1942, America launched its first offensive of the Pacific War, Operation Watchtower, the invasion of Guadalcanal. The Vincennes would escort the landings and be caught in one of history's most catastrophic nighttime ambushes.
Camera, Guadalcanal coastline, early August 1942. Narrator: The American landings shocked the Japanese, but with shock came fury. Tokyo immediately dispatched a night raiding force, elite cruisers and destroyers trained for one purpose: night annihilation. U.S. Command decisions. Cut to Admiral Richmond Turner's command room. American commanders argued over defenses, radar pickets, patrol patterns, coordination between Australian and American ships. But exhaustion, miscommunication, and underestimation of Japan led to disaster. Narrator: At the center of the Northern Patrol Group, the Vincennes, the Quincy, and the Astoria were ordered to guard the approaches to the landing beaches. Their commanders believed no enemy would come that night. They were wrong. The Japanese advance. Cut to Japanese cruiser Chokai leading the formation. Narrator: Japan's Tokyo Express was led by the brilliant and ruthless Admiral Mikawa. His ships approached silently, lights out, trained to fire torpedoes and guns with deadly precision in darkness. The stage was set.
The night was pitch black. The American ships drifted in loose formation. Lookouts strained their eyes, but saw only darkness. Lookouts strained their eyes, but saw only darkness. Lookouts strained their eyes, but saw only darkness. Visibility barely 2 miles. Radar unreliable. But Admiral Turner said no enemy expected this night. The sky explodes into blinding white. At 01:43 a.m., Japanese cruisers illuminated the American formation. It was as if daylight had returned, but only for the doomed. Within seconds, the Vincennes was struck repeatedly. Her hull shuddered. Fire control systems failed. Communications collapsed. Shells tore through the bulkheads like paper. We returned fire, but it was like shooting blind. Torpedo strikes. 2 Japanese Type 93 long lance torpedoes sliced into her port side. Flooding began instantly.
The Vincennes was mortally wounded. The engine rooms flooded. Aft magazines burned uncontrollably. Guns jammed. Crews disoriented. Captain Frederick Reel fictionalized accurate order. All hands. This is the captain. Abandon ship. Chaos and courage. Narrator: Survivors described the water as black with burning oil, its flames chasing wounded sailors as they swam for their lives. Sailor quote: I prayed the fire wouldn't reach me. I swam under the oil, in darkness, until my lungs almost burst. Last moments. At 02:16 a.m., the Vincennes rolled to starboard and slipped beneath the waves. Hundreds remained trapped inside.
Camera. Underwater wreckage drifting down. Slow motion. The waters around Savo Island became known as Ironbottom Sound. More than 50 ships, American, Australian, Japanese, rest here. Survivors. Cut to rescue operations by destroyers and small boats. Narrator: Of Vincennes' crew of 820, over 330 were lost. Those who lived carried memories that chased them for the rest of their lives. Survivor quote: You hear the metal scream as a... For decades, the Vincennes lay undiscovered, unknown even to many historians. Its final resting place remained a mystery. Until 2015, Paul Allen's expedition. Using ROVs equipped with high-resolution sonar, the team scanned the seafloor. We've got a contact, large, metallic, cruiser-sized. Rediscovery. Camera, underwater ROV lights reveal the unmistakable bow of Vincennes. Narrator, softly.
After 73 years, she emerged from the darkness. Her guns still aimed skyward, her decks twisted but recognizable, a silent memorial to the men who died with her.
Cut 2. Forensic overlays on wreck photos. Narrator. The damage pattern confirmed survivors' accounts. Shell penetrations matched the Japanese firing arcs. The torpedo hits exactly where reports claimed. Lessons. The Vincennes teaches us about overconfidence, radar limitations, lack of night training, and failure to coordinate Allied forces. Emotional closing scene of the chapter. Camera. Wreck resting peacefully as marine life swims around it. Narrator. Today she lies in a graveyard of giants, but not forgotten.